Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I will show you how to cut a flared cold shoulder maxi dress. I'll be using 6 yards of fabric, but first I'll explain on paper so you understand what I'll be doing. So I'll cut the 6 yards into 3 pieces of 2 yards. That is, first 2 yards, second 2 yards, and this is my third 2 yards. This is 2 yards and 2 yards also. So my fabric has a length of 45 inches from selvage to selvage. Same with these two. Now I'll go over that again. I'm going to cut my fabric into 3 pieces of 2 yards. That is 2 yards, 2 yards and 2 yards. So I'll set aside 2 pieces and work with just one piece. That one piece will be folded in half such that it now becomes 2 yards by 22.5 inches. I got that by dividing 45 inches by 2. That gave me 22.5 inches. So that's how I arrived at that 22.5 inches. I'll now have 2 pieces of this. So this is also 2 yards, but is now 22.5 inches. I hope you understand. I set these two aside and I'm doing this to this piece, remember. Now this is going to be sewn to this piece and this other piece, and remember this is what I use for this, so it's no longer going to count. After sewing, I'll get this length. This is still 2 yards by 45 inches, while this part is 2 yards by 22 inches, 22.5 inches. I sew this together. Now I have a longer fabric to work with because I'm going to work with a dress length of 58 inches plus 1.5 inch seam allowance. That will give me 59.5 inches. So this will make it possible for me to get my desired length. From up here to down is now 67.5 inches in total. I'm going to fold this on bias. I'm going to have something like this when I've folded on bias. Of course, I'm going to have 2 of this. This part is on fold. I'm taking my bust measurement here. That is bust measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch allowance. You can add as much sewing allowance as you like. I'm using a neck depth of 5 inches. I'm going up from this line by 5 inches and I'll draw a line. Here I'm going to insert my neck width. I'm using 5 inches and I'll connect like so. It's so simple. Now I'm going to mark the length of my dress from the neckline. I'm just going to place my tape here and mark. Place my tape here and mark, and connect and cut off the excess. I'll use this same piece to cut my back panel. I'll measure 10 inches downwards from my bust line and I'll notch it. That is where I'll start sewing my pocket. Now I've cut my 6 yards into 3 parts of 2 yards each. This is 1, 2 and 3. Now I'll set aside these 2 and work with one piece. I have 2 yards to unfold here and a length of 45 inches, okay? I'll fold into 2 equal halves and cut along this line. Now I'll open this up so you can see what I have. It's still 2 yards but 22.5 inches long. Now I take one piece of the 2 yards that's still intact and pin them to the selvage of this other one and sew them together. If yours does not match, never mind, you can trim off the excess when you're done joining. So I'm done joining them. I'll do same to the other piece. Now I have 2 yards by a total length of 67.5 inches as opposed to the 2 yards by 45 inches. Now my fabric is enough for my flare. Remember that I now have 2 pieces of this. I'll open it up and fold on bias. This is unfold, as you can see. I'll insert my bust measurement, which is 9.5 inches plus 1 inch allowance. Next, my neck depth is 5 inches here. My neck width of 5 inches, and I'll curve out my armhole. Now mark the length of my dress. My desired length is 58, remember, and I added 1.5 inch allowance. But I'll subtract my neck depth from the total length of the dress, and that will give me 54.5. That is 59.5 minus 5-inch neck depth, and that will give me 54.5. So starting from my neckline, I'll measure 54.5 inches downwards. I'll connect my marks and I'll cut. Measure 10 inches downwards from my bust line and notch it. My pocket will start from there. Next, cut along the neck and armhole. I'll use this piece to cut back. This is what I have. Now I had to place it on the floor, like so you can see what it looks like, because my table is not big enough. So I have the back and front placed here. I notched 10 inches from my bust line for both the sides for the pocket. Now I'll trace out my hand to cut out my pockets. I'll cut this out. I have two pieces here. I'll cut two more. For my sleeves, I'll mark my cap height of 4 inches like so. And connect. Then I'll insert my neck depth of 5 inches here. Next, my armhole divided by 2 plus 1 inch allowance. And I'll place the dress like so and trace the armhole. You can do that or you just curve it with your armhole cord. My sleeve length is 7.5 inches plus 2 inch allowance. So I'll insert my sleeve circumference of 6.25 inches plus 1 inch allowance. I'll just connect this and cut. If you don't understand why I'm folding this part, just watch my video on how to draft a sleeve. I'll link it up there. Now I'll come down by half an inch and curve it like so. And cut it out. I'm adding half an inch for sewing allowance here. I'll cut another sleeve. I cut my straps already. It's 11 inches long. This is because my neck depth is 5 inches. Then I multiply that by 2 because the strap will go all the way from front to the back. It's 6 inches because I want it wide. Don't forget to click the subscribe button if you've not already done so. I'll sew my pocket starting from the point I notched. For the neck, I'll cut out bias to finish it. You can also use already made bias if you like. I'll place my straps half an inch away from the edges of the armhole. That's the allowance I'll use to sew the sleeves on. I'll hide the seams with my bias. I'll sew my bias here at the top of the sleeve and hem it at the bottom before sewing it to the dress. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment below. Don't forget to hit the notification. Don't forget to hit the I've never been able to say this well correctly. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get notified each time I post a new video. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my video. Thank you so much. See you in my next one. Bye.